Okay, so remember this? Yeah, you remember this. Trauma. Now, there were a lot of people asking, where are the MLAs? What about city mayors? Where is the President of the United States in this Canadian system? And I feel I must clarify that this stick figure trying doesn't cover all aspects of Canadian politics. I know, but I'm trying. But also, who noticed that the population of Canada had 3 extra zeros? Did you? Good, good. I was testing you in an effort to improve media literacy in Canada. Even though you shouldn't rely on stick figures for all of your information about how the Canadian government works, let's clarify a few things before we move on. Now, I trusted that when I said that the King of England was our head of state, that people would understand that I was referencing the specific person, King Charles, who is known to the world as the King of England. I made a grave error in doing so. To clarify, the head of state for Canada is the King or Queen of Canada. Queen Elizabeth II was the first monarch to be separately declared Queen of Canada, and that happened in 1953. Someone said that we don't care if our monarch has other monarch gigs for other countries, and I love that. And even though Canada has a parliamentary democracy, it is a constitutional monarchy, meaning that the crown holds the power, but that power is entrusted to the government. And to anyone who thinks it's dumb to trust a king who's far removed from the common folk, I have many things to say. One of them being that in other countries like, I don't know, the US, for example, the head of state and the head of government is the same person, and that can cause some problems. Like the King of Canada doesn't sign a bunch of crazy orders trying to dismantle the government that they're also the head of. They're not the head of government. The Prime Minister is. And the government can have a lot of crazy things going on, but the head of state remains constant. I mean, it does change, but slowly over a much longer period of time. I like to think of it as a bit of a firewall that makes it much harder for madmen to buy their way in and rip it all up in 53 days. But the system has come at great cost because Canada was founded on colonialism, which is a fancy word for certain people thinking that they should own all of the land and the people on that land. And one of those costs is that we had an opportunity to learn about other systems, ones that were working for the people who lived in Canada before it was Canada and before people brought crowns and parliamentary democracies and whatnot, but we squandered that. And what sucks is we can't undo it. We can't go back in time. And we need to understand how the establishment of this system has impacted people, and how this system continues to impact people. Now, something kind of hopeful is that we have had some powerful people in this system prioritize and care about the way it impacts everyone. So now it's easier to see how the power and influence of some and the knowledge and generosity of others can come together to improve our system and make it even stronger. And even though the system we have moves a little slow and changes take time, we can speed things along by ensuring that we're making our voices heard when we want progress. And how do we do that? Well, a good starting point is becoming informed, and another is voting. So let's get back to our democracy. Now, remember how I said there were 338 seats in the House of Commons? Well, that's about to change. For this next election, there will be 343 seats in the House of Commons. So parties will want 172 seats for a majority. Why is it now 343 seats? Well, as our population grows, we need to accommodate. But it's very important that you know you're riding. Now, this is the map of a country. Do you know which country? My God, I hope so, because this is Canada. These black lines signify our borders. Borders are important. Many people died for these borders. Those are the boundaries of our sovereign nation. Only Canadians get to decide what happens within these boundaries. And there are borders within Canada. For example, this map shows you the different provinces and territories. But remember, when it comes to ridings, it's less about dividing up land and more about dividing up people. And the Canadian population lives mostly in concentrated areas along our southern border of our sovereign nation. Now your homework, that's right, fun's over, no songs, is to go to elections.ca and find your riding, and get your friends to do the same. We can always improve and change things that need changing without destroying everything that was good. Who are you referring to? Camilla. Why would I care about her? Because I care about her. Morning, noon, and night I care about her. And you hurt her. Camilla is the one I want. That is where my loyalties lie. That is who my priority is. Not the mother of your children. Don't bring the boys into this. Not the woman you married. I refuse to be blamed any longer for this grotesque misalliance. I wash my hands of it.